So now we're on to SQL course, beginner course, creating tables. All right. So the create table statement is used to create a new table. So here's the format of a simple create table statement right here. We got create table with the table name. We've got column 1 and then a data type, column 2, and then another data type in column 3 with a third data type, right? This is the format to create tables if we were to use optional constraints right here, right? So it's the same thing, except we've got this optional constraint on the next line if we want it to be there, right? And then again, this is optional. What real constraints would look like are, we don't have them. All right. So we'll definitely see this later. I'm sure of it. We have to, right? Right. So we may have as many columns as we'd like, and the constraints are optional. Okay. So we can have column 1, 2, 3 to 50 bajillion, right? Example, create table. We've got employee is the name of the table. First name, VARCHAR 15. All right. We're going to get into this in a little bit, what the things in the parentheses are. We've got last VARCHAR 20, right? And so it's the first name is the name of the column, and then VARCHAR is the data type, and then 15 is going to be a little constraint we put on that data type. But this isn't an actual constraint. We'll get into that. And then the same thing, so on and so forth, city, age, and whatever. To create a new table, we're going to enter the keywords create table right here, followed by the table name, all right here. And then that's going to be followed by an open parenthesis, true, followed by the first column name, right here, followed by the data type for that column, this here, followed by any optional constraints, all right? So if this isn't the constraint, this is a constraint on this specific thing. They're talking about something that would be after a space, all right? We'll get into that because, I mean, we saw that in the Python video. What was it? You know, the Python we did? Anyway, whatever. So there's that, and then it's followed by the closing parentheses right here. So it's important to make sure to use an open parenthesis before the beginning table, and before the beginning table. Yeah, sure. And a closing parenthesis after the end of the last column definition. Okay. So we're going to make sure to separate each column definition with commas. Okay. All SQL statements should end with a semicolon. All right. So when it says before the beginning table, I'm pretty sure it just means before the whatever this, where is it? Before and after the last column definition. It is what it is. Okay, we've been doing this so much. We know sometimes it gets a little verbose in here, even when I'm talking. So it is what it is. And redundant too. The table and column names must start with a letter and can be followed by letters, numbers, or underscores. Okay, so it's got to start with a letter. It's got to start with a letter. There we go. Or this is cool too. And then numbers or underscores, which we don't have any right now, but we could do that if we wanted to. Pardon me. And it's not to exceed a total of 30 characters in length. So that's for the name. So we've got 30 character maximum on that, right? So we're not going to use any SQL reserved keywords as names for tables or columns either. Okay, such as select, create, insert, etc. Data types specify the type of data that can be used for that particular column. If a column called last name is to be used to hold names, well, pardon me, if a column called last name, hold on. If a column is called last name is to be used, I'm gonna. Oh. Anyway, let me back up one more. If a column is called last name, I'm just gonna freestyle this sentence. If a column is called last name, is to be used to hold names. Oh, let's just say that this isn't there. Okay, let's say if a column called last name is to be used to hold names, then that particular column should have a VARCHAR, variable length character, data type. There we go. Huh. All right. So here are the most common data types: char, fixed length, character string, size is specified in the parentheses, and max is 255 bytes. So this one right here is the size, the size, but the max is 255 bytes. Okay. Varchar, variable length, character string, max size is specified in parentheses. All right. So this here is the max size, but this one is going to only have a max of 255. I guess it's not too big of a deal, but I don't know. Anyway, number. So we've got number with the size, number value with the max number of column digits specified in parentheses. We could have figured that out. Date. It's going to be a date value. Number. We've got size and D in this number. So we got two different numbers. It's the same thing. Anyway, whatever. Number value with a maximum number of digits of size total with a maximum number of D digits to the right of the decimal. Yes. So when there's a D after a comma, an optional D, we could have just said that, it's going to be the number of digits to the right of the decimal. So for like dollar amounts, when we just need 2 zeros, whatever. But what if we're dividing it and it's like it's like 0.999? Is it going to round, or is it going to just automatically do floor division? Is it going to automatically round up? Also, I mean, these are like some serious questions when doing this stuff, because I mean, sometimes it gets the division. Sometimes division with computers doesn't work so well. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going. What are constraints? When tables are created, it is common for one or more columns to have constraints associated with them. A constraint is basically a rule associated with a column that the data entered into that column must follow. For example, a unique constraint, we've done a lot of those in the Python for Everybody, constraint specifies that no two records can have the same value in a particular column. They must all be unique. The other two most popular constraints are not null, which specifies that a column can't be left blank, and primary key. A primary key constraint defines a unique identification of each record or row in a table. So we've done not null a few times, and we've done primary key a ton of times. Same with unique. So it's now time for us to design and create our own table. While the SQL interpreter on this page does not support creating a table on this website, okay. I mean, we could just use the SQL Lite. I mean, we got it right here. I got it right here. And I mean, you should too if you've been following along, right? Right? You better be following along. Rawr. Anyway, I'm not saying that for your good. I'm saying that to get some views. Anyway, just kidding around. You can do what you want, because what am I going to do about it? So it's now time for the dude. So, okay, while the SQL interpreter on this page does not support creating a table on this website, the following lessons will provide example templates for use as a comparison and sense check. Gotcha. Oh, let me get a little stretching before we get this create table exercise going. All right, let's do it. Let's get to work. So create table exercise. We have just started a new company. It's time to hire some employees. We will need to create a My Employees table that will contain the following information about our new employees: first name, last name, title, age, salary. Once it's created successfully, we're going to go to the insert lesson. You got it. So let's do that. Create table. All right. Create table. Is that cool? Yes. All right, cool. So we can do this all in lowercase. No big deal. And we're going to call it my employees. Then we're going to have, let's see. Then we're going to have some, parentheses right here. Has nothing, it doesn't care about indenting. So let's do that. Open and close them. And then we're going to have, first name, last name, title, age, and salary. First name, like this. First name, and that's going to be a VARCHAR with a size. So let's just say VARCHAR with a size of, I don't know, it doesn't matter, 50,000. 550. All right, let's go with that. Also, it doesn't close the parentheses for us, so we got to make sure to open and close them ourselves. So now that we've got that, let's do a comma and let's do a copy of this, drop it down one after that and slap it in there thusly. I guess let's put a space. No, that's not a space. A space to line it up. We'll say right here, last name. All right, varchar 50, that's fine. Now let's copy this and drop it off 1, 2, 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times. That's 5. Let's get rid of this comma because we know that the commas are a problem at some point. So, okay, what are we doing? Last name. Okay, let's change these up. So title, 50 is fine. This one's going to be age. We're going to have number, size, 2, 3. What if they're 100, right? I'm not going to put 4 because that ain't happening. All right, so there's going to be 3 digits there. And then last name. No. Salary. Salary here, salary, number, and we'll put, my company, nobody's making over $999,999. No one's making $100,000 at my company. Everybody's getting paid a nice 5 figures. Ooh, after taxes though. Let's be real kind. Cause look, it would be nice, good to have 5 figures of profit. Like my life right now, everything I make goes to my life. You know what I'm saying? There's no profit right now in life. So wouldn't 5 figures of profit be pretty nice? So let's just cap it at 6 figures. How about that? And there we go. What else do we got to do? There we go. A semicolon. There we go. And then let's execute the query. What the heck? All right, let's look at the answer. Create table my employees. Did we have to drop it down? Oh yeah. Comma 2. Because there's going to be dollar amounts. Okay, so it's basically the same. They're talking about dying before they're 100, and they're talking about making $10 million. Okay. Wait, is that 10 million? 6, 7 is $1 million. 8 is 10 million. Yeah, $10 million. Okay, good work. $999 million. That's their. Why not 50? How about that? Check me out. Huh? How about that? Yeah, how about that? 50 zeros, 49 zeros. A 9 and 49 other 9s. That's how much. That's the cap. infinity. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, looks the same. Looks great. That's greed though. There. There. All right, great. So now we're on to the next article, because like it's set up here, it's not going to create the table. Also, what's up with this? Yeah, it's still not going to create the table. What if we get this and put it in there? Yeah, it's still not going to create the table. All right, so it's just not going to create the table. Let's go to the next one. All right. So now we're on to inserting into a table. And wait, and we'll see you next time.